Have you ever wondered when your landlord is legally allowed to enter your rental unit? Understanding your rights as a tenant is crucial for maintaining privacy and a good landlord-tenant relationship. In this video, we'll break down the circumstances under which a landlord can enter your home, what notice they must provide, and what exceptions exist. Whether you're a new renter or have years of experience, knowing these rules can help you feel more secure and empowered in your living space. Let's start by exploring the basic principles that govern landlord entry. Tenants have a fundamental right to privacy in their homes. This means landlords cannot enter your unit whenever they please. Laws in most regions require landlords to respect your space and only enter under specific circumstances. These rules are designed to protect you from unnecessary intrusions and to ensure your living environment feels safe and private. Understanding this right is the foundation for knowing when entry is permitted and when it's not. There are specific legal reasons that allow a landlord to enter your unit. These typically include making necessary repairs, showing the unit to prospective tenants or buyers, conducting inspections, or responding to emergencies. Each of these reasons is usually outlined in your lease agreement or local laws. Knowing these legitimate reasons helps you recognize when a landlord's entry is appropriate and when it might be a violation of your rights. In most places, landlords must provide advance notice before entering your unit. The required notice period can vary, but it's commonly 24 to 48 hours. This notice should be given in writing and state the reason for entry, the date, and the approximate time. This rule ensures you have time to prepare and are not caught off guard by an unexpected visit. Always check your local laws for the specific notice requirements in your area. There are exceptions to the notice rule, especially in emergencies. If there's a fire, flood, gas, leak, or another urgent situation that threatens safety or property, landlords can enter your unit without prior notice. In these cases, immediate action is necessary to prevent harm or damage. After the emergency, landlords should inform you about the entry and any actions taken. Emergencies are the main reason for unannounced entry. One of the most common reasons for landlord entry is to perform repairs or maintenance. Landlords are responsible for keeping the property in good condition, and sometimes this means entering your unit to fix issues. However, they must still provide proper notice unless the repair is urgent. If you've requested a repair, you can usually expect the landlord or a contractor to enter at a mutually agreed time. If you're moving out, your landlord may need to show the unit to prospective tenants or buyers. This is a standard part of the rental process. Landlords must still provide advance notice and schedule showings at reasonable times. You have the right to be informed and to request that showings occur when you're available, if possible. Landlords may conduct routine inspections to check the condition of the property. These inspections are usually scheduled in advance and should not be overly frequent. The purpose is to ensure the unit is being cared for and to spot any maintenance issues early. As always, proper notice must be given before an inspection. Sometimes, landlords need to arrange pest control treatments. These visits are necessary for health and safety, but they still require advance notice. You should be informed about the date and time and any preparations you need to make. If you have concerns about chemicals or allergies, communicate with your landlord ahead of time. Landlords may need to enter your unit to deliver legal notices, such as eviction warnings or important documents. Even in these cases, entry should be limited and respectful. Whenever possible, notices should be delivered without entering your living space, such as by leaving them at your door or in your mailbox. Sometimes, landlords may ask for your consent to enter for reasons not covered by law, such as to measure for renovations or check something minor. In these cases, you have the right to say no or to set conditions for entry. Your consent is important and should never be assumed. Aside from emergencies, entry without notice is generally not allowed. If your landlord enters without permission or proper notice, this could be a violation of your rights. Document any unauthorized entries and communicate your concerns in writing. If the problem continues, you may need to seek legal advice or contact local authorities. Landlords must enter at reasonable hours, typically during the day or early evening. Entry late at night or very early in the morning is usually not permitted unless there's an emergency. This rule helps protect your peace and daily routine. If you work unusual hours, discuss your schedule with your landlord to avoid conflicts. If major renovations are planned, landlords may need to enter your unit to assess or begin work. In these cases, notice must be given and the work should be scheduled to minimize disruption. You have the right to know the scope and timeline of any renovations that affect your living space. Sometimes, utility companies or contractors need to access your unit for repairs or upgrades to plumbing, electricity, or heating. Your landlord should coordinate these visits and provide you with notice. If the work is urgent, such as a gas leak, immediate entry may be necessary. Landlords may be required by law to conduct safety inspections, such as checking smoke detectors or fire alarms. These inspections are for your protection and should be scheduled with notice. If you have concerns about safety, discuss them with your landlord during these visits. Sometimes, insurance companies require landlords to inspect the property for coverage reasons. These visits should be arranged in advance, and you should be notified of the date and purpose. If you're unsure about the reason for entry, ask your landlord for clarification. If your landlord is refinancing or selling the property, an appraiser may need to enter your unit. As with other non-emergency entries, you must be given notice, and the visit should be scheduled at a convenient time. You have the right to be present if you wish. If your landlord suspects a lease violation, such as unauthorized pets or illegal activity, they may request to inspect your unit. However, they must still provide proper notice and cannot enter without your knowledge unless there's an emergency. If you disagree with the reason for entry, you can seek legal advice. If a landlord believes you have abandoned the unit, they may enter to confirm. Laws usually require landlords to make reasonable efforts to contact you before entering. If you plan to be away for an extended period, notify your landlord to avoid misunderstandings. In rare cases, a court order may allow a landlord to enter your unit without notice. This usually happens if there's a legal dispute or eviction in progress. You will be informed by the court or law enforcement if this applies to you. If there are health or safety concerns, such as mold, gas leaks, or structural issues, landlords may need to enter to assess and address the problem. Notice is still required unless the issue is urgent. Your health and safety are always a top priority. Sometimes, government agencies require inspections for code compliance or public health. Your landlord will coordinate these visits and provide you with notice. These inspections are for your protection and to ensure safe living conditions. When you move out, landlords often conduct a final inspection to assess the condition of the unit. This inspection should be scheduled in advance, and you have the right to be present. The results may affect your security deposit, so it's important to attend if possible. At the start of your lease, a move-in inspection documents the unit's condition. This protects both you and your landlord from disputes later on. You should be present for this inspection and receive a copy of the report. When renewing your lease, your landlord may want to inspect the unit to ensure it's in good condition. As always, notice is required, and the inspection should be scheduled at a convenient time for you. Utility companies or landlords may need to enter your unit to read meters for water, gas, or electricity. These visits should be brief and scheduled with notice. If you have concerns about privacy, discuss them with your landlord. Occasionally, landlords may need to enter to accept or deliver large packages or appliances. This should be arranged in advance and only with your consent. You have the right to refuse entry for non-essential deliveries. If cleaning services are included in your lease, landlords may arrange for cleaners to enter your unit. You should be notified in advance and given the option to be present. If you prefer to clean yourself, discuss this with your landlord. If there's a maintenance emergency, such as a burst pipe or electrical failure, landlords can enter immediately to prevent damage. Afterward, they should inform you about the entry and any repairs made. Emergencies are the main exception to the notice rule. Landlords may enter for security checks, such as after a break-in or to ensure locks are working. Notice is required unless there's an immediate threat. Your safety is the priority, but your privacy must also be respected. Fire safety inspections, such as checking alarms or extinguishers, may require entry. These visits are for your protection and should be scheduled with notice. If you have questions about fire safety, ask during the inspection. If an appliance breaks down, your landlord may need to enter to repair or replace it. Notice is required unless the repair is urgent. You can request to be present during the repair if you prefer. Repairs to windows or doors may require entry, especially if there's a security issue. Notice is required unless the repair is urgent. Your landlord should coordinate with you to schedule the work. Plumbing problems, such as leaks or clogs, may require your landlord to enter for repairs. Notice is required unless the issue is urgent. If you notice a plumbing problem, report it promptly to avoid damage. If your heating or cooling system breaks down, your landlord may need to enter to fix it. Notice is required unless the repair is urgent, such as during extreme weather. Your comfort and safety are important. Electrical issues, such as faulty wiring or power outages, may require immediate attention. Notice is required for scheduled repairs, but emergencies allow for immediate entry. Always report electrical problems quickly for your safety. If mold is discovered, your landlord may need to enter to assess and remove it. Notice is required unless the situation is urgent. Mold can affect your health, so prompt action is important. If there's a pest infestation, such as rodents or insects, your landlord may need to enter for treatment. Notice is required unless the infestation poses an immediate health risk. Keep your landlord informed of any pest problems. Landlords may need to check or replace smoke detectors. Notice is required, and these checks are for your safety. If you notice a problem with your smoke detector, report it immediately. Carbon monoxide detectors are essential for safety. Landlords may need to enter to check or replace them with proper notice. If you suspect a carbon monoxide leak, treat it as an emergency and evacuate immediately. If there's a leak or flood, landlords may need to enter to assess water damage. Notice is required unless immediate action is needed to prevent further damage. Always report water issues quickly. Repairs to balconies or exterior areas may require entry to your unit for access. Notice is required, and the work should be scheduled to minimize inconvenience. Your landlord should keep you informed about the timeline. If your unit has a private yard or patio, landlords may need to enter for landscaping or groundskeeping. Notice is required, and you can request that visits occur at convenient times. Discuss any preferences or concerns with your landlord. To sum up, landlords can only enter your unit for specific, legal reasons and must provide proper notice in most cases. Emergencies are the main exception. Always know your rights, communicate with your landlord, and keep records of all notices and entries. By understanding these rules, you can protect your privacy and maintain a positive rental experience. If you ever feel your rights are being violated, seek advice from a local tenant association or legal professional.